It is the week of March 15th here at Spirit of Joy. I'm Pastor Ed Thomas, and because of the coronavirus going around, we're having church digitally. And so we welcome you to join with us. Just basic announcements here at the church. Right now, everything is on hold. Everything is canceled. Everything that we normally do. Now, a few of you may get together and pray and those kinds of things, and that's fine. But every official event of the church is canceled. And let me tell you what I recommend that each of you do as we go through this season here. Take seriously whatever our government officials are telling you. For example, today in our lesson, it happens to be the passage where they ask Jesus, are we to pay taxes to Caesar or not? And Jesus actually says, render unto Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and render unto God the things that are God's. Now in the sermon and a little later in this, you will hear what we mean by rendering unto God. But you know, there are pieces that Scripture tells us again and again that we are to render unto the government. We are to respect our governments as long as they're lawful, as long as they're not asking us like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego had to do to bend their knee to a statue of another king. But the honest things that they're recommending. So if they tell you to stay home, stay home. Because this is the way we stop the spread of the disease. We don't trust ourselves. We trust good medical officials. And so if they're saying, don't keep running out into the world, as Christians, our goal should be to respect that. These next couple weeks, they may be shut in, they may be lonely. Later today, you're going to hear me tell a story of young friends of mine who are missionaries in China, and they happened to get back before the worst of the crisis happened. But their whole place has been shuttered because they want to contain this virus. Once out of every 2 days, can one person in the family even go outside, and only to go get food? But can I tell you something really cool? Someone else in the church sent me a video. They have lots of family that is still in Italy. And the video was looking up at the windows in what was clearly an old world apartment building. And the windows all across were open, and people were standing in the windows. And there was a man in the window who was essentially leading worship for his entire block. Now, we may be shut in, but we can still be salt and light. Call people that you know that are hurting, that are lonely. If you're going out to the store and you know someone that's shut in, call and ask to buy something for them. Wash your hands well. But whatever the government is suggesting right now, I urge you to follow their instructions legalistically, because that is the way that we can do our part in stopping the flow of this disease. Now, we're going to turn to worship here in just a minute. What I urge you to do is to set a table at your house together. If you have family, gather them around the family. Put a Bible on this table. We'll need that for the sermon. Get some bread and some wine out, maybe bread and grape juice, because we're going to do communion as part of this. Light a candle. Say a prayer as we get ready to begin. And even though we're at a distance, we can invite God's presence into our midst. Today we had a number of our musicians and choir members here, and it was a small group. It was probably 15 of us all together. But can I tell you something? It sounded like there were 300 people here. And what we wanted and what we prayed for was that this would be worship that you could take part in, that you could just close your eyes maybe and be part of worship. Not, oh, here I'm sitting at home. No. God is truly present with us. So let us worship this day. I hate that it's at a distance, but it's our honor as your church, as your family, to be with you. If you get anxious in these days, please call us. We may have limited office hours, much like we do in the holidays, maybe one person a day, so that we can do what the government is asking us to do, and that's to keep everybody safe. So, the Lord be with you. Let us worship.